Totepuge Shamans, let's continue our adventure into the Ani Papyrus as we continue decoding the genius of this scripture from the blacks of the Nile Valley. And we start here with this glyph, the letter M or but this is part of a word on the previous page that belonged to the phrase Nechem. So it represents the word Nechem, which means to remove. Nechem in Ra Redfe Mesu Badesh An Unsen. So again, Nechem in Ra Redfe Mesu Badesh An Unsen. And the translation means Ra hath removed his legs. These legs we see here. So removed hath Ra his legs. The children of impotent revolt shall never rise again. They shall never rise up, which you see down here, never rise up. Okay, this verse talks about a continuation of our previous video on the Ani Papyrus, where we described that your goal is to look at your bad habits in your chart and in your destiny reading, and to really seriously look at those issues and fix them. What we call the curses of your chart, the curses in your life. You know these as the bad luck, the hard knocks parts of your life. And this line is saying that when you do what's called Ku or Cobra or Kundalini Yoga, you work on your life force through Kundalini work, shown here as Ra, the seated figure. When you work through your issues using Kundalini techniques, the life force Ra will take the legs off of your bad habits. He will remove their legs. So, by doing spiritual cultivation techniques, by really, as a gay community, learning that to overcome the rampant issues of drugs and alcohol and unsafe sex and betrayal and frustration and depression and suicide, these are all horrors of our community. These are all curses that we go through, and all people in the white cultures go through, and those that follow the white culture, because there's no spiritual foundation of a technology in the West. White religions don't have a real technical understanding of spiritual transcendence in specific details of life issues. So everyone is suffering from bad habits and negativity. And so through the cultivation of Ra, Kundalini, or your Chi, that strengthened life force will take the legs from your bad habits. It will not let them have legs anymore. They can't get to you. They can't walk up on you. And notice we're shown here 3 sets of legs. 1, 2, 3. These 3 sets of legs imply, 3 implies oftentimes tests. You have the right way, the wrong way, and the middle way, the kind of neutral way. In order to know which way to take on the right or left, you have to be neutral in the middle and see the situation objectively. So in this case, the 3 legs represent the trickster, or the will you walk left, right? That depends on the middle position. If you are in a neutral, objective state, you will know, should I go left or should I go right? That's why it's 3, or the trickster's number. And so when your habits have no legs, They can't run up on you and surprise you and shock you with I need a drink or drugs, or you start fiending over your poison, your alcoholism or your cocaine, whatever it may be, or your anger issues or your depression issues or your bad habits. They can't run up on you because your kundalini is so strong, so enlivened. They have lost their legs. The next phrase is Mesu Badesh An Unsen. Mesu Badesh. Mesu here means those who are born or children. So may the children. Badesh is a very layered word. This is Badesh, starting here at Badesh. So we have Mesu from here to these three tick marks here, the snake. The ones born out of the tripling of the snake. It's very specific. It's saying that the snake here represents your reptile, primitive, low brain waves. It's really a brain wave shown here, a hyper gamma brain wave. Out of stress, gamma brain waves occur during heights of excitement, of stress, of loss, being on a roller coaster, literally at an amusement park, or going through some kind of great stress or trial of life. Your brain goes gamma. That's why, for example, in the series The Incredible Hulk, it was gamma rays that were used to turn him green and to turn him monstrous. So when you're under hyper stressful situations, your brain goes into gamma frequency. That's what this snake represents, the gamma brainwave. And here we have the 3. The 3 again is the symbol of the parts of your chart: ecliptic, horizon, and meridian. These are your 3 parts of your chart where you're responding to their transits, their message to you, in a freaked out brainwave. And that 3 again often talks about being tempted in this context. So your brain is freaking out, going on hyper gamma, red alert, and responds to your birth chart. Mesu can be your birth chart. The goddess of the birthing brick was called Meskenet or Meshkenet. So here you're birthing from your birthday chart a freaked out response to what the ecliptic, equator, and the meridian are bringing you, or the horizon are bringing you. Don't freak out when your chart sends you funny karmas. Calm down and try to see the lesson behind the event. So these are the freaked out responses to life's events, life's more stressing events from my chart. And the word Badesh repeats this snake again. And notice the Kamau wrote the snake above the 3 tick marks. This means you are actually elevating stress over the events that your karma is sending you. You're actually, in a certain way, worshiping stress, giving it power, giving it elevation. You see? Now the word Badesh has many meanings. It means filth, misery, to rebel, to be rebellious, to be hasty, to burn, to bind. It can mean unclean. It means to drop or to fall or to fail. And that's perhaps the most key meaning of Badesh. It means dog-headed baboons. It means to burn incense, to dissolve in water, refer to an opponent of the crocodile god, refer to a dawn god who towed the boat of flesh in the afterlife back towards the dawn for reincarnation, a kind of reincarnation deity. It means a mold, like you make a mold for clay or for a statue. And it means to be too quick. It means to shine or to radiate, and refers to a herdsman or the tusk of an elephant. So that's the basic meaning of this word, but let's narrow it down to what it really means in this context. Badesh means ceremonially unclean. The dirty part of you, the foul part of you, in essence, your negativity, your incompletions. By incomplete, I mean you've not completed your initiations in life. You see, the purpose of life is to get to awaken your consciousness, to get to know your consciousness. Humans are a mental creature, a noumenal mind being. So our objective as a human species is to awaken the mind to its ultimate and highest levels, called awakening consciousness, higher consciousness. And so life sends you challenges, events, experiences that really push your buttons. But the purpose of the button pushing event is to see what level of consciousness will you choose to respond to with it. Will you choose to see it as an opportunity to grow, or as the end of life? Badesh meant to fall or to fail or to drop. Will you collapse? Will you fall apart and freak out because life sent you some hard times, some challenging times? Or will you complete the lesson? That's why Badesh also means failure. You have a choice to take this moment, this challenge in your life, your financial challenges, your emotional issues, your issues with your family and your lovers, your issues with being gay, your issues with being secure economically. Whatever issues you're going through, don't fall down and cry and collapse and drop to the ground. The word Badesh means to drop or fall. No. Engage the event, engage this situation as a chance to completion of it. Complete the lesson. Your financial issues are trying to teach you something about yourself. Engage it and complete the lesson. Find out what it's really telling you and how to grow more wise with higher consciousness about your money. If you're having a sickness, don't run from it and fall on the ground crying that, oh my goodness, you have a sickness. Engage the lesson. Because the word Badesh meant to be the opponent of the crocodile. The crocodile is the terror of life, the fear that life brings us. Imagine a crocodile walking up on you. That's life sending you a pretty intense situation, so to speak, if you are not enlightened. But it also means to burn incense. Incense is used for purifying a situation, for finding the sweet smell in the scenario. So your sickness, your disease, is a lesson. And if you incense it, burn sacred oils and incenses to it, you will begin to see the lesson. So this phrase is often interpreted as the children of impotent revolt, because Badesh can mean impotent. Paper tigers, they have no real power. They are nothing but illusions of the mind. And an unsen, may they never rise up again. This line is basically saying, may the negative way of responding to life's events sent by my transits, my chart, no longer rise up in my mind. You see, you have an option. An unsen, un here means to rise up. It's a rabbit. You see, rabbits like to jump upwards. And rabbits always twitch, so it can mean a kind of nervousness involved here. The nervous system being disturbed, like a twitchy rabbit. This little water sign here, N, means to vibrate. So you're really kind of on edge. Okay? This is saying you have an option. The phrase often uses Kundalini rising. You can either raise Ra, your Kundalini, your light, or raise your dark. Something is going to rise up. Something's going to hop up into your consciousness, one way or the other. Either Ra, the positive light side of the situation, or Badesh, what will pop into your mind like a rabbit jumping, will be the fear and the negativity. So you want to, in this line, remember that by doing my spiritual cultivation of my chart through yoga, what we call Cool Cobra Kundalini Yoga with my chart, you get a handle on the negative thoughts that pop into your mind, your negative bad habits that pop up like a rabbit, and you're able to control them because you learn they're impotent. They have no real meaning except the meaning you give them. Fear only has the power you give it. The word Badesh means frightened. It could mean horrified. You learn that all of your fears, what I'm saying to you, if you're going through, let's say, an addiction issue, this is actually reading you. It's saying actually and ultimately, the addiction is a paper tiger. There's a part of you that cannot be addicted. It is beyond addiction and can control addiction. There's a higher part of you. But if you identify, if you say, I am born, Mesu means born. If I am born from the thoughts that I am fear, that I am born of fear, that the fear is me and I am the fear. That is where I come from, where I'm born. If that's your belief, then you will not have the power to transcend it, to transcend the fear, because that's all you think you are. You're that little box of fear. But you were not born in fear. We are not Christian here. We're not born in sin and born in fear of God and the wrath of God. That is a Christian fable that we do not subscribe to. I do believe Christians are born in sin. I do not believe or purport that the Kamau are born in sin. That's not our way. But from my observation, I certainly concur that Christians are born in sin. And so we don't say that here. We're not born. Mesu Badesh can actually mean born in sin. Born, and Badesh, Mesu means born, and Badesh means evil. You see? But what this phrase is saying is that what you think is evil, bad habits, you're not from that. You're not born from that. That's not you. That's born out of ignorance. Badesh means to be ignorant. So, Mesu can also mean to give birth to create. It's saying you gave birth to this evil idea. You gave birth to these evil thoughts. You are their creator. That is both damning in a certain way and very liberating at the same moment. The fear you have about money or your sickness, your health, or about your relationships or about your bad habits, that fear was born out of your mind and can be reborn, remade. You can transform it. Because remember, Badesh meant a dawn god who towed the boat of flesh, reincarnation, through the snake called Ankh-Neteru, and was thus reborn each morning. You can recreate it. If you made the fear, you can also make the courage. If you gave birth to the fear by your way of thinking, you can also kill it by thinking something new. A new dawn, a new day, a new point of view, a new turning over a new leaf. If you are the creator of your fears, life will always send you crocodiles. You can't help it. Storms happen, earthquakes happen, hurricanes happen, people die. That you cannot control. There are some things we simply cannot control. What you can control is your reaction to them, what you make of it. So if a crocodile, so to speak, is sent to you, if you're responding with fear, you birth that point of view. It's all in your own head. If that is true, you can also birth a different point of view. You can say, what a wonderful opportunity. What a great chance to complete the lesson that this event is sending me. This death, this loss of a job, this disease, this sickness, this financial challenge. What a wonderful lesson I'm trying to complete. And what a great chance to do it. So, you can create it as negative or create it as positive. You birth either one. So, any normal, sane person, any positive or healthy person will choose to see the glass half full. That this moment is an opportunity to grow in consciousness, to find new powers in myself of success and conquering, overcoming, of turning these lemons to lemonade. As long as I have my life force, my Kundalini Yoga strong, I will find within me the resources to say, oh, crazy thoughts coming in my head, Mesu Badesh, you're nothing but born from my own cockamamie thinking. But now I'm thinking clearly, thanks to my yoga and my rituals. And through the rituals, you are simply a part of my life that's incomplete, a lesson that I haven't quite finished learning, that I have to still master. Behind that ailment, for example, when a person has back issues, let's say you have back aches a lot happening to you. Here's what the Mesu Badesh would say within you. Oh, woe is me. Oh my God, my back is always killing me. That's Mesu Badesh. A silly, foolish, cockamamie interpretation of the event. But here's what it really means. The back deals with lessons of support in your life. So when you have chronic back issues, the pain is actually trying to help you complete a lesson that you're not finishing. The lesson is, what are your support systems in life? Are you open to being supported? Or are you a lone ranger doing everything by yourself? You see, you can see it either way. Oh my God, this is such horrible pain. Or, thank you, back pain, for helping me complete the lesson of I need to work on my issues of support and being supportive, of backing people up and being backed up, having people have my back. Am I so mean and tart and nasty that no one wants to back me up when I'm in need? If your upper back hurts more, that means you lack emotional support. If you have more lower back issues, that lesson is financial support, financial backing. So Mesu Badesh would say, oh, my back, woe is me. But a gay man who has awakened the light within him, the Ra here, this beautiful god Ra, the Kundalini would say, oh, do not cry over this. Like the dog had ate that Badesh means. Don't freak out. Don't get these crazy brainwaves. Understand, you have not completed the lesson of support, of being supportive, and of allowing support in your life. As a result, since you're not getting it, I've got to go to the next level, says the universe, to now really break your back on this one. And as you begin to embrace the lesson of support, being more supportive in your life of other people, and allowing good people to support you, your back pain will start to go away. So now you are completing. You're not failing and falling in front of it. You are completing it. This line is very beautiful. Everything in your life is a lesson. You are in a university, a college of life, trying to learn ways to expand consciousness. And your back pain is trying to expand your consciousness of what? Of the theme of support. If you get knee problems, knees are about ego and being flexible in life. Are you able to be flexible and let go of your ego? If not, the knee will flare up and try to give you a lesson. If you have neck issues are about being narrow-minded, not seeing 360 of a situation. So if you get a sore neck problem, you ask yourself, where am I being blinders only? Where am I being closed-minded? And then you do rituals and you do yogas to help increase your awareness and words of power in particular, to help you open your mind and let's see 360. Let me turn my neck to the left and to the right as far as I can go, so I can see the whole situation and not be closed-minded. That's how the Mesu Badesh don't rise up anymore. Mesu Badesh an unsen. May they never rise up. Meaning, may I not freak out like these snake gamma waves, excuse me, but may I see the lesson and complete it. Okay? So, that's this verse, a very beautiful verse on the power of positive thinking and of completion of lessons in life, and any ache, pain, sorrow, difficulty, challenge you have in your life is an opportunity to complete the lesson and the message that event is trying to bring you. Many people in the headlines, famous people, have scandals. Scandals belong to the 8th sign called the Scorpion of the zodiac. A scandal happens when a person is refusing to deal with something that they're ashamed about. When you keep suppressing and hiding something that embarrasses you, it will escape from your dungeon of repression, run out to freedom, and come out publicly. So scandals are about being honest about things that embarrass you. The more you're honest about it with yourself, the less it will run out and make itself public. You see, it's a lesson. So, enjoy cutting off the legs of the Mesu Badesh, the paper tigers, your own mind, making your own drama and your own stress. And may the light of Ra right here, rise up from meditation. That's why he's squatting. He's in deep meditation to help you realize this so-called horrible thing is a lesson of completion. And I accept the lesson and will get an A+. May all gay people around the world receive the A+ of life. Dwawen Hotepu.